Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 15 Good Minutes. This is Coach B. JR, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing a lot better than I was last week. I was feeling a little better, but still sensitive to light. So kind of oranges today. Not using anything real bright.
Freddie, what's up, man? How we doing?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to make it through Thursday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We were just talking about this, and hopefully, for those of you that do watch and listen, we'll jump right out right now, since all three of us qualify for this, and say, hey, if you're a veteran this weekend when this show released, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Get your free meals, fellas. Get your free meals.
Get them. Go get them. They're out there.
Free cheese.
If you don't know where, hit us up. We can tell you. We just ran through the list. What I'm gonna do this week, fellas, is just this kind of a pivotal point. We had this a couple times during the sports year, and this is one of them where sports kind of converge. I'm going to talk a little bit about the National Football League because they're right at the 50-yard line. You see what I did there, John? I said 50-yard line, so the halfway point.
Yeah, I heard you.
You see that? Anyway, and then I'm gonna get your opinion on the early season regarding the NBA, and this week. NCAA basketball is underway. So let's just jump right into the NFL. Freddie, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to go with the NFC. Give me a winner in the terms of a team that's doing what you thought they would do in the beginning, and then give me a team that isn't doing as well as you thought they would be doing 9 weeks ago.
The Eagles doing what I thought they would do. And I would say the team in the NFC that I thought is doing more or less than what I thought they would do, it would probably be, it's kind of like a toss-up, really. It's a toss-up between Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. It's kind of a toss-up.
Fair enough. JR, same question. Sticking with the NFC only right now. Who's right on schedule for where you thought they would be, and who's off schedule, either plus or minus?
I think Philly is on schedule. I think that they're, you had to look at the division to see where the strength was. Everybody says Dallas all the time, but they're generally not the people. But Philly's playing well, and I mean they lost 1 or 2 games. I think 1 game. But and my disappointment right now is our Commanders. You lose 2 games to 2 losing teams. You could be looking a lot better than you're looking right now if you win both of those games, which you should have. But you came out, and I think it's just too much turmoil with them boys. So
well, I don't know. You were out last week. Freddie and I did a super deep dive on that very team and exactly why they've been bringing up the bottom of the barrel. However, they're not in last place in the NFC East anyway now, right?
Well, you ain't got far to go. You just got the Giants.
Giants are hurting, man. They lost their quarterback for the rest of the season, and they're bringing up the bottom. For me, I think the team that's doing what I really expected, or maybe I should say what I hoped for, are the Detroit Lions. I still like them. I like the way that they're playing, the way that they're, sorry about what happened to Cousins and the Vikings, but right now the Lions are the best, in the North. I think that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I expected Philly to do what y'all said Philly would do, and quite honestly, they don't look that good to me, but they're winning. And again, halfway point.
To your point, I mean, their defense is not the best. And I don't understand it. It's like they're doing it with smoke and mirrors.
But they are doing it. I think
they are doing
it. For me, the disappointment isn't a team, but a division. I don't know what's happening with the South. I expected, I don't know, just more. And I didn't see the Saints. I think the Saints, are they leading? Yeah, they are right now.
Yeah.
But I wanted a little bit more from Tampa and a little bit more from the Panthers. Just not I'm just not seeing it. I'm gonna swing it over to you, JR, and go back the other way now and say, okay, let's give me the same thing in the AFC, right? Who's meeting your expectations and who is not?
It's kind of hard. I mean, I didn't expect Miami to be playing so well.
Are they though?
You know,
No, but
well,
this is your time.
I mean, their record says a little bit. Their record says
Okay,
a little
so
bit.
they're the ones that have done something you didn't expect. Who's done something that's right in line with what you thought they were going to do?
No, really, the one I didn't expect is because let me see who I have it marked here. I just gotta get my key on it. You know me and my computer. Where did Texas go? Here it goes. Yeah, I think it was Texas.
What about them?
Texas is doing more. Their record is they're not in first place, but I think with their rookie quarterback, you know what I'm saying? They're playing really good. They're playing good ball.
If you go back and listen to our previous season show, you actually picked them to win that. And right now, they're not too far off. What are they, 4-4? So
yeah. You know, so that to me was just because the rookie quarterback, you know, I just thought he was playing really well. I hope he continues to play that way. They may come up a bit, you know. Jaguars are not that far in front of them, 2 games on either side. So yeah. So that would be it for me. You know?
Freddie, AFC, who's right on point for you, and who's not what you thought they would be?
I'm gonna go back to the NFC now that I think about it. The NFC, the disappointment for me, the NFC would be San Francisco and Seattle. Probably a little bit more Seattle than San Francisco, but
more San Francisco for me. But I see where you're going.
Yeah. But to the NFC, I'm sorry, AFC, the team that is where they are, where I expected them to be, would probably be Kansas City. You know, the team that is really probably most surprising, you know, plus or minus, will be Baltimore.
I like that. That they for me though, are the ones that are meeting my expectations. I was excited about them preseason. I still am. I do think you're right. It's more of a collective team effort, but overall, Baltimore for me is hitting the mark. The team that is not hitting the mark that I thought they would in the AFC, for me, is Buffalo. Switching over, start with you, JR. It's a young NBA season. We are about 7 games in at the time that we're taping. Any surprises? I'll just put it like that. I'm not going to ask you guys for winners or losers. What do you like about the NBA so far, or dislike?
I'll go with the dislike because I might have caught a game earlier in this season. I mean, maybe game 1 or 2 or something like that. I don't know if I'm getting kind of the old man in the front yard to get off my grass. I'm just all this yapping and talking and pushing and just play. You know, people can't just play the game.
Are you saying you saw something in the game that you saw that was?
Oh yeah, I just see a lot of.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of extra communication in the games. There's too many. To me, I'm sort of old school. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to seeing a player be with a team, and he's there for like 10 years. Or you know what I'm saying? I know that those days are gone.
They are.
But I just can't get used to this quick switching every season. Like, how could you have a loyalty to a team that nobody has loyalty to? That's only my feelings. So, I mean, I still watch it. I'm paying more attention to college basketball, even though Neil might mess that up. So, I haven't really watched many games this season, this start of this season. You know,
it's early yet. Freddie, you've looked at the NBA, right? Yeah. And and again, it's early. What's your first take on what you've seen so far?
For the most part, in the West, it's been pretty much what I've expected. You know, probably the part that's probably the most disappointing would probably be Phoenix. You know, in regards to, you know, Bill is out, and then you got Booker.
We talked about that though, right?
Out.
You know, I don't think they've had all 3.
They have
superstars, right? Okay, at the same time. Okay,
but overall, the West to me has been, you know, pretty much what I expected it to be. It's going to be a bloodbath in the West.
I'll say this: what I found interesting thus far about the NBA is that right now, both in the West and in the East, more teams in both are under 500 than are at or above 500. You understand what I'm saying? So you got 15 in each one. In both cases, you got nine, which is more than half, at or below 500. And now, to be fair, JR, I mean, again, 7 games in, a lot of things are going to happen. I was watching something the other day called the tournament, whatever. I don't even know what that thing is, man.
Yeah, those courts are hideous. I meant to text you guys.
I thought Milwaukee's looked good, but one of them was ugly. It was so blue. Yeah.
Those courts are hideous.
Start with you, JR, on the last thing we got for this week. NCAA men and women's basketball opened up this week. Good time of the year. You said you like that better than the NBA. Have you had a chance? I mean, we're only a couple games in.
Yes.
What have you seen, and what are your early thoughts, most specifically on anybody in the top 10?
Well, I don't know if they're in the top 10 or not because I didn't look at whatever rankings, but I caught some of who was it? Duke and Dartmouth. And I hate really the early part of the season because you remember we used to say about Georgetown beat up Little Sisters of the Poor. And
It wasn't just Georgetown, but yeah.
Yeah. A lot of teams do that. Yeah. But anyway, they beat these guys like 92 to was it 50 or something like that. But you could see they were different levels. Duke has like guards out the woodwork, and they can all play. And their big man, I think, who is it? Palawiski?
I haven't looked at him. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like a 7-footer, man. He's at number 30. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He can play, man. I think he came off of an injury, but he's playing well. I'd like to see him put a little bit more weight on, but they were moving up and down the court. I mean, they got a lot of great pieces. They got who's this kid? His name is Roach. Jared is another guy. Jared. They had Tyler Proctor. So they look like they can be pretty strong, and they may be somebody in the mix.
They're ranked 2 right now. I don't see him finishing there though. But again, to your point,
yeah,
it's early. Freddie, your thoughts? Early thoughts on the season?
And they played Dartmouth.
Right. Well, yeah.
You don't go to Dartmouth to play basketball or football or track or baseball. You really don't.
No, you go in there for different reasons, right? You're going to get a good job when you leave there, too.
Right. Exactly.
It's glorified scrimmage. I mean, it's very early. I haven't watched. I watched the UNC game last night against Radford. You and I, we were texting about it. I think UNC's ranked 18th or 19th, something like that.
19, yeah.
You know, something like that. I wasn't, very impressed about it because it looked as if. But now when I sat back and I thought about it, I was like, well, Radford had been consistent in the NCAA tournament the past few years, so. I was like,
them cats ball, man. I think that was more representative what you saw than what JR saw. I mean, Dartmouth Radford is,
yeah,
they're legit. They're gonna be in the fight for it all in their conference. I don't put a lot of stock in the rankings at this point. Freddie and I, JR, had this conversation. We talked about this for years, and right now. Top 10, Kansas, Duke, Purdue, Michigan State, Marquette, UConn, Houston, Creighton, Tennessee, and Florida Atlantic. Fine. Michigan State lost last night to James Madison in Michigan State.
Wow.
You with me?
Wow.
Now here's the thing, Jay. Last year's on day one, top 10 were UNC at 1. Whole different story. Gonzaga, Houston, Kentucky, Baylor, Kansas, Duke, UCLA, Creighton, and Arkansas. Of those teams, at the end of the season, 3 of them were in the top 10. 3. One of them was right where they were. UCLA was preseason 8, and they finished 8. Extremely rare. The other 2 teams that stayed in there, Houston had dropped. Gonzaga had dropped. Everybody else, man, was gone. There was new teams in there. Miami, Alabama, San Diego State, UConn, who won it all, Texas. So it's a long season, man, and things are going to happen. And I just don't want people to get too upset when your preseason number 1 team, like ours, fell off the face of the planet last year, right? And now they're top 25. It means nothing. Before we go, let me see if the guys got anything to say. JR, I'm going to start with you, man. You got something to say today?
The Knicks. I think that's another reason why I'm sick of these guys. I'm sick of basketball. My team can't get it right, man. They just can't get it right. Let's get new ownership. Let's just get rid of everybody, man. I'm just tired of scratching my head with these dudes. That's all I got.
Yeah, I had something to say about the Knicks, Freddie. How about you? You got anything to say this week, buddy?
The whole Palestine and Israel thing, I'm not gonna take sides in it because nobody's on each side, nobody's hands are completely clean. You just hope for a peaceful resolution, quick, fast, and in a hurry because people are dying, daily because of the situation, and it's unfortunate.
Amen. Well said. So that's our show for this week. Lots of good stuff to watch right now. Good luck to you guys' NFL teams, your NBA teams. And if you haven't gotten into women's and men's NCAA basketball, this is a great weekend to start that journey. Again, to our veterans, thank you so much for your service. Appreciate all you have done and continue to do for our country. We will talk to you guys next week.